rehearsal for the main event. Tonight's game between the Eagles and the Bucs has absolutely no effect on the playoffs, but they will meet again next week with everything on the line. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Buck Zone Primetime. I'm Jake Crawford, and here in about 30 minutes, well, the fans are going to find out what they'll see. It's a big mystery. How much will the starters play? It's a question that we will pose to Bucs defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. We'll do that in just a bit, but first, let's take a look at what you'll see in the next half hour. Suddenly, the Bucs have found their offense. We'll tell you what the difference has been. The Eagles ended the Bucs season a year ago. We'll look back at that game to see what went wrong. Plus, Brad Johnson could have gone to a number of teams but chose to play here. Tonight, he speaks out on that decision. Also, Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb holds the key in this Bucs-Eagles matchup. We'll look at McNabb's weaponry. And heavy hitter John Lynch on the art of hitting big. But before we go any further, we have to take a look at how the Buccaneers made it into the playoffs. They did that last week. They punched their ticket to the postseason by beating the Baltimore Ravens, and they had to do it on a national television audience. The Ravens, of course, were the defending Super Bowl champs, but the Bucs responded with one of their best all-around efforts of the season. It was shades of 99, how the defense clamped down, and the special teams also made big plays to help set the table for the offense, which capitalized on what they were given. The Bucs won 22-10 to earn their 7th playoff berth in team history, their 4th in the 6-year era of Tony Dungy.
Philadelphia, we know, is a tough place to play. We went there, last year and didn't get the job done. But we've gone to New York. We've gone to St. Louis. We've gone into those places, and I think if we're playing our best ball, we'll feel very good about our chances.
All right, and right now we're joined live by the Bucs defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. And Monty, last year the Eagles sort of took it to you guys in the playoffs, 21-3. Is revenge on the mind tonight, or are you going to save a little bit of that for next weekend?
We want to play well tonight, our last home game, and we like to go out 10-6, so it's very important, and we're going to play hard. And we told the players that anytime you line up to play, this isn't a preseason game. They count this game. They don't count the preseason. We were going to play hard, but next weekend, of course, that's the big one.
We were talking a little bit earlier. This is a very strange scenario in which you play a game against the team you're going to play next week. It doesn't even really matter who wins this one tonight. You know what's in store for you next week.
Right. No, I've never been in a situation like this before. I think teams have played where they played the last game and they opened up with them in a bye week, but never when this team didn't mean anything. And so I think this is the first time.
We're going to see the starters, I'm sure, a little bit tonight, but the last thing you want to see happen here is an injury. How much will we see the starters, and when will we see the second teamers?
You'll see the starters some. I don't think they'll be in there a long time. We'll see how it goes. But we want to get them out as soon as we can. We've got a lot of young players we can look at. But again, we don't want to do it at the expense of losing the football game. We really want to win the game.
Well, that Donovan McNabb is a slippery character, isn't he? He's hard to get his hands on. How do you game plan for a quarterback like that?
Well, I'll tell you about that after next week.
Well, last year in the playoff game, you really didn't have the answer. Did you learn anything from that, and is it applicable in next week's playoff game?
Well, the first thing we better learn is that we're going to play in Philadelphia. It's probably going to be cold.
Right.
So just tell yourself right now, expect the worst. And I'll tell you one thing we're going to do. We're going to play hard. We didn't play hard enough last year. We walk off that field this year. I don't know who's going to win the game, but we plan on winning. We went up there last year. I don't think we had the right mindset. I think it came from that missed field goal at Green Bay. That we had a hangover from that darn deal. And it won't be that way this year. Our players are excited about being in the playoffs. Believe me, it reminds me of 99.
Well, you mentioned 99. That's my next question. The defense in 99 was just hitting on all 8 cylinders. Recently, the play of this defense, the aggressiveness, the blitzing, it's resembled that 99 defense. Do you think they're playing as good as that record-setting unit from 99?
I think so. I think we really have. We're really playing well again, and our guys are playing. We have a lot of chemistry going right now, and new players like Timmy and Rice have really come around. And I think we're peaking at the right time. We just got to keep it going.
All right, Monty Kiffin, terrific season so far. Best of luck to you tonight. But more importantly, best of luck to you next week up in Philly. All right, Monty, go get them. All right, there's the defensive coordinator of the Bucs, Monty Kiffin, saying, yeah, the starters will see the field tonight, but look for the second-teamers to be mingling in there. don't know what the Eagles are going to do. I would imagine they will do the same thing. All right, things are jumping up on the pirate ship, as they always are. That's where we find our own Al Keck. He's standing by with several thousand of his closest friends. And, Al, I don't know if we're going to learn a thing from this football game tonight, but at least it should be interesting to watch, I would think.
Well, you know, it's always interesting to watch up here. Are you guys ready for the playoffs? They're ready for the playoffs here. You know, officially, this game, as Jay has said, means absolutely nothing. But believe me, the coaching staff wants nothing more than to have 10 wins for a fourth time in 6 years. So it means everything to the coaching staff, especially with the Steve Spurrier rumors. So basically, the Buccaneers have 2 weeks to get ready for this big playoff showdown.
It's very rare that the Buccaneers can learn from their mistakes. Yet the Buccaneers can see tonight what worked and what they need to work on for next week's playoff rematch. Look for Sean Kane to get his first real action of the season. But the Buccaneers make it very clear, this is not a preseason game. And if you think this game means nothing, guess again.
We've got a lot of reason to want to win this week. First of all, you want to send a message that we're coming to play and that it's not the same team that they faced at the end last year. And I think this week we can go a long way in doing that. Now, everything else is up to the coaches as to how long we play and whatnot. But, you know, I can tell you that there's a lot of great backups in this room that will probably get a lot of playing time, and we feel like they can go out and do the job.
And here's how the teams line up. These are the rankings in the league. Everybody has complained about the Buccaneer offense. Yet look at this. The Bucs are in the top half at number 13. Both have top 10 defenses. And in points allowed, the Bucs and the Eagles are doing very well. Now, here's a very interesting sign. Tampa Bay all the way starting today. That's how Buccaneer fans are feeling right now. The Bucs favored by a field goal tonight. Interestingly enough, the early line has the Eagles favored by a field goal next week at the Vet. Jay?
All right, Al, thanks a lot. It's that old 3-point advantage when you're playing at home. We'll check back in with you, Al, in just a little bit. Still to come on Buck Zone Prime Time, Brad Johnson speaks out on his decision to become a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Does he regret choosing the Bucs? He'll address that in just a bit. Don't go away. There's much more to come on Buck Zone Prime Time. You're watching ABC 28.
Buck Zone Prime Time, brought to you in part by your Southern Ford dealers.
The world is how you see it. It could be anything. Make the most of every mile. You one of a kind. Ford's got your ride. No matter who you are or what you might need, Ford's got your ride. So come test drive the Ford that's right for you at your local Southern Ford dealer. You one of a kind. Ford's got your ride.
When you're hungry for real country barbecue, the hard part is choosing between Sonny's all-you-can-eat sliced barbecue beef, pork, or smoked turkey. After that, everything comes easy with all the French fries, coleslaw, and garlic bread you want too. Sonny's all-you-can-eat sliced beef, pork, or turkey. You make the hard choices. We'll make everything else, including the price, easy. Yummy.
There's a place. A place for discovery. And a place to remember.
Thank you for touching us all.
It's a place where your heroes never retire.
This one's for John.
The place is ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC today.
McDonald's is turning up the heat with some hot values. Starting with a hot and spicy McChicken sandwich for the sizzling price of 99 cents. Wow. Say you want to beef things up? Then get a delicious double cheeseburger also for the simmering price of only 99 cents. So hurry into your McDonald's and chill out with a hot and spicy McChicken sandwich or classic double cheeseburger, both just 99 cents each. At McDonald's, we love to see you smile. McDonald's, a worldwide Olympic partner.
Well, take a look at some of the crazies up by the pirate ship. These guys are ready to rock and roll tonight as the Buccaneers take on the Eagles. We can only hope that these three will be making the trip to Philadelphia next weekend. Yeah, definitely. The mood is beginning to feel like football. There's no doubt about it. The 2001 Buccaneers offense has resembled Jekyll and Hyde. At times, they have struggled. At times, they have been dominant. Fortunately for head coach Tony Dungy, they're beginning to get their groove as the season is winding down. When you first look at this Bucs offense, it would never cross your mind that they're leaving their mark in the team record books. But Brad Johnson, Keyshawn Johnson, and fullback Mike Allstott are hitting their mark. After starting the season with a 4-5 record, the Bucs offense knew they needed to come out swinging after being down, but not out.
I think just having our backs against the wall, plus we started to run the football better with Mike. Once we started to do that, I think we've seen that we can run the football, and we started to actually protect a little bit better because we didn't have Brad dropping back 50 times a game and trying to throw the football, so that helped out a lot.
In tonight's game, the Bucs offense will try to avoid helping the Eagles defense to rewrite their record books. If the Eagles hold the Bucs under 26 points tonight, that'll set a new franchise record for fewest points allowed in a season. The Bucs, while they're looking for their 10th win of the year, will also try to avoid showing their full arsenal.
You want to win out hitting the other team, outplaying them, make some plays, but you certainly don't want to shoot all your bullets when you're going to play the team again in 7 days or 6 days.
Yeah, that's a great point, too. I can assure you the Bucs will be holding back on offense here tonight, and it should be a quick game. Look for both teams to do nothing but keep the ball on the ground. These stats sort of say it all. In the Bucs' 9 wins, they average 23 points a game. Compare that to 16 a game when they lose. Their yards per game in their wins is exactly double what it is in their losses. Check this out. Mike Allstott has scored a touchdown in 7 of the Bucs' 9 wins. He has scored in only 1 of their 6 losses. The bottom line there is when the run game is working and Allstott can find the end zone, the Buccaneers' chances of winning go sky high. All right now it's time to go back to the high seas, and Al Keck is standing by up on the pirate ship. And Al, there's no question about it. The Bucs offense last year against the Eagles in the playoffs struggled mightily. So they went out, they found Brad Johnson, and now here in the next 2 weeks, Brad's really going to get an opportunity to show what kind of difference maker he can be.
And he has a history against Philadelphia as well. We'll talk about that. And as you mentioned, after last week's loss at Philly, the Buccaneers were looking to improve their play at quarterback. And the minute that Brad Johnson became a free agent, the Buccaneers jumped all over him. And this season, chances are he'll own just about every season Buccaneer passing record. Now is when Brad Johnson starts to earn his $28 million deal. Come playoff time, the Buccaneers want more than field goals. This offense must find the end zone. And for what it's worth, Brad Johnson has won 3 of his 4 starts against Philadelphia. And in those games, he passed for 6 touchdowns and more than 1,000 yards. Johnson knows what he's facing.
For us offensively, I don't think we've been efficient enough on first downs. We've completed 72% on first downs of our throws. Sometimes maybe not had the big passing play with that. In the running game, sometimes we've had a good run, but a lot of times we've been second 9, second 10. A lot of different reasons. It's not just the offensive line's fault. It's been, did we hit the hole right? Did our receivers make the block? Did we not carry out mistake? It's been a lot of things go into that, and that's where we have to be more of an efficient team.
Now, once again, Brad Johnson could have signed several different places. A lot of money. A lot of people offered him major money to sign with them, but he says he made the perfect decision to sign with Tampa Bay. Sean King is expected to see action tonight, and that'll be a great chance for him to get some good experience tonight, Jay.
Yeah, Al, not only experience, but Sean King realizes he probably lost his starting job because of the offensive struggles
This week will be the third consecutive week the Bucs offensive line will face a defense that has more than 40 sacks this year. Despite that, Tampa Bay has only allowed 1 sack in the last 10 quarters. Tonight, no one is sure what to expect since the Eagles will most likely save their starters for next week's playoff game.
We put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we want to have 11 wins like we did last year. So I don't know how much they're putting pressure on themselves, but we're putting some pressure on ourselves. There's a lot of the young guys are going to play, and we want to let these coaches know that we're just as good as the starters. So there's a lot of pressure on the guys who will be on the field.
There will also be pressure when it comes to performing against the pass. Right now, the Eagles' passing defense is ranked 3rd in the NFL. And if the Eagles' defense holds the Bucs to 26 points or less, they will set a franchise record for fewest points allowed in a season. And here's a look at the Eagles' defensive numbers this year. Total points allowed, 192. They are tied for 7th in the NFL with 42 sacks. They've grabbed 13 interceptions, and their turnover margin is +9. But like we mentioned, those numbers are what the starters have done so far this season. Tonight, we'll find out if the backups can be as much of a threat when it comes to stopping the ball.
All right, Ann Hutchinson, thank you very much. We'll see you in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Jay.
All right, now, just like last week's matchup, I believe the team that has the better defensive effort here tonight will win this football game. Both defenses are very good. They're ranked among the top in the NFL. The Bucs, well, they rank number 5. The Phillies are number 9. I mentioned the Bucs are number 5. That's a lot better than where they were earlier this year.
Just when you thought the Bucs defense had lost their swagger, along came the high-octane Rams to serve the Bucs their remedy of resurrection. The Bucs answered with a 3-sack, 2-interception performance, and it was just what the doctor ordered to rejuvenate this defense.
6 games ago, you can kind of see where the defense, I think after the Rams game, you can kind of see where they started to play. Then there was a little letdown for Chicago. But for the most part, they did hold their own over the last 6 or 7 games.
That's when the Bucs D started playing Buck ball, giving up an average of 16 points per game. That aggressive style has led them to a 5-1 record in their last 6 games. And tonight won't be any different.
Anytime we line up, we want to play to win, and we've got a lot of reason to want to win this week. First of all, you want to send a message that we're coming to play and that it's not the same team that they faced at the end last year.
All right, and here's some key numbers put up by the Buccaneers defense. The 263 points allowed, well, that's just 17.5 points per game, and you're going to win a lot of games when you hold your opponent under 18. The 41 sacks is down from last year's record of 55, but their 26 interceptions is 2nd in the NFL, and their turnover margin of +17 is tops in the AFC. Right now, we go back to the pirate ship and Al Keck. And Al, a big part of that top-ranked Bucs defense is the guy that loves to drop the hammer on guys coming across the middle, number 47, John Lynch.
And John Lynch is headed to yet another Pro Bowl, and it seems that every time the Buccaneer defense needs to make a big play, always the hero seems to be John Lynch.
Lynch has built his career upon making the play at the time. He's great season. He's picked off passes to beat the Rams. Also this season, he recovered a fumble that set up the game-winning field goal in overtime at Cincinnati. But Lynch also loves to make the mega hit to give his teammates a jump start.
Often, sometimes when guys are being held up, I'll run faster than I've ever run before. I say, I wish I could run that fast all the time because there's another gear that kicks in at that point. And that kind of same thing is contagious. And so when you go make a play like that, you see your other teammates trying to do that. So that's a way to lift the team. I get to go to work every day loving what I do. And that's why I think when you hear professional athletes say they're living a dream, because that's what it is.
So once again, late in the game, if that Buccaneer defense is looking to slam the door, keep an eye on the Pro Bowler, John Lynch.
All right, Al Keck, thank you very much. Live from the pirate ship. Still to come on Buck Zone Prime Time. He's number 5. He's elusive, and he's really difficult to get your hands on. He's Donovan McNabb, the starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, getting ready a while ago to play here tonight. Buck Zone Prime Time is back right after this.
Buck Zone Prime Time, brought to you in part by your Southern Ford dealers.
The world is how you see it. It could be anything. Make the most of every mile. You want other kind.
No matter who you are or what you might need, Ford's got your ride. So come test drive the Ford that's right for you at your local Southern Ford dealer.
I want to tell the world about and I know he eats at Subway, which is where I go. I'm so happy I gotta smile, 'cause thanks to Jared I have a whole new style.
With the help of exercise and Subway 7 sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, more people are discovering a great-tasting way to look and feel better. Of course, a little inspiration doesn't hurt either.
Anyone sitting here?
This is a selection of carpet. So is this. But this is a giant selection of carpet. JB's Factory Carpet is the largest floor-covering store in the United States, offering the best prices and the best selection. Millions of dollars in inventory, the largest selection of fabulous Karastan in stock and ready to go. At JB's Factory Carpet, you buy today, we install tomorrow, offering deep discount prices. Your newest Ralph Lauren dealer, JB's also has area rugs, tile, hardwood floors. Shop now at JB's Factory Carpet store on 22nd Avenue and 34th Street in St. Petersburg.
You know, athletes are pretty well known for their superstitions, but I got to be honest, our guys can be pretty quirky, too. How was the show, Paul? You too. There was this one time Brian had a great show, didn't bathe for 17 days straight.
This year, though, it's been a very different story.
The worst had to be when Dan spilled clam chowder, Manhattan clam chowder, all over Reese. That was the best show ever. Of course, that got old for Reese really quickly. Yeah, he can make it.
We are getting close to kickoff here. The Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles set to close out the regular season. Ann Hutchinson is back with us live now. And Ann, here we go again. The Bucs are sending their own personal jet out to Hawaii because they got a boatload of guys going there for the Pro Bowl.
That's right. 6 players are going this year, the most except for the Ravens. They also are sending 6 players. Right now, though, we will tell you about the Pro Bowlers, but they're going to play the national anthem. Out of respect, we want to have some peace and quiet for that anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the colors tonight, Boy Scouts of America for 217. Tonight's sign language interpreter is Daryl Everett. And now to Auto America, Dick Carter, member of Jive Records recording artist Backstreet Boys, will perform our national anthem.
Member of the Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter, getting the fans here ready for kickoff. The Bucs and the Eagles. It's next right here on ABC 28. Join us after the game for our Bucs Zone postgame show. Enjoy the game.
Nothing escapes juicy New York strip steak.
Mugs and Jugs for dinner, and a whole lot more.
How do you take your time?
To the race, to the track, to the net, to the pros with a pop, fly, box, score, tackle, throw. For the first round, double click, triple play with a home run, hot dog, hit parade. For the offense, defense, scrimmage line, for the infield, online, overtime. The referee, the penalty, the agony and victory. Crowd season record setting, independent game day. How do you take your time?
The St. Petersburg Times.
How do you take your time?
Some see an 8-foot wall as a not-so-subtle message to keep out. Or others see it as a minor obstacle to an invigorating day at the course. There you go. Oh! The corporate accompaniment to such an outing, Taco Bell. For a little green, you can indulge in great tasting, high-quality fare no matter who you are.
Excuse me, young man.
I think I'll play through.
Hey!
Score a crunchy taco and bean burrito together, just 98 cents. Now with better beef, beans, and tortillas. For a tasty deal, think outside the bun.
The totally new Nissan Altima. Sing your heart out at Mugs and Jugs. There's karaoke every night and weekly contests for cold hard cash.
I was afraid to get up. Now, I can't stay away. You know why? It doesn't matter if you're good or not.
Food, sports, karaoke, and cash giveaways only at Mugs and Jugs.
I'm Sunday Night Football, Mike Patrick.
Thank you, Chris. We're at Raymond James Stadium for a preview of next week's playoff game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams entered their final regular season game on a roll. The Bucs have won 5 of their last 6, while the Eagles took the NFC East. Last week, Donovan McNabb orchestrated a fourth-quarter comeback for the Aggies. A last-ditch effort by the Giants fell short, and the Eagles had their first division championship in 13 years. The Eagles have survived the ups and downs of a season that has run the gamut of emotion.
Oh, let's go! Let's go! I'm getting high blood pressure! 1, 2, 3,
With a firm grip on the playoffs, the Eagles' work has just begun.
Right here! Right now! Oh, no football!
Ain't no time to be scared.
Find a way! Let's get it done, all right? Get it done!
It has become a Tampa Bay staple, the painful inconsistencies of the early season.
We gotta win! Do or die!
Then the late charge toward the postseason. This time we'll run the ball. All stop. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. There you go.
Jerry's gotta run the ball!
The Bucs are running on full throttle, eager to prove their critics wrong. Their February dreams are still alive.
Whatever it takes, man!
Two teams that have survived 15 grueling weeks. Tonight, it's a postseason preview.
Let's go beat these suckers up. Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3, 3.
A cool night on Florida's West Coast, and still a big crowd at Raymond James to see if the Bucs can reach the 10-win plateau again. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. Since these teams are already scheduled to play each other again next weekend in Philadelphia in the first round of the playoffs, the coaches are going to play this one close to the vest. They like to call that vanilla. That's what we're going to get tonight. A big heaping serving of vanilla. No chocolate sauce, no whipped cream, no nuts, no syrup. Vanilla. I know how much you like vanilla. Here you go.
Mike, I really do like vanilla, but you know, it may be a vanilla game plan tonight, but these teams will play hard. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they like Tony Dungy. They want to get him his 10th win. There's a lot of rumors swirling that he may not be here. The players don't want to see that happen. And after all, you can't compare this to a preseason game because preseason rosters have 80 players. They're only dressing 45. So some of the guys that'll play tonight will have to play next week. And one of those guys is Sean King. He's 15-9 as a starter. And having a chance to visit with him this week, he simply said, I
it was to sit on the bench. Fortunately for him tonight, he doesn't have to worry about that. But, Paulo, I know that the Eagles like Andy Reid, and I know that they'll play hard. And I also know that it's going to be very vanilla over there, too.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe, have a different philosophy going into this game. They are not taking this game lightly, and they're playing this 16th game as if it's the first game of the year. But the only difference is they're going to be playing an awful lot of backup people. Now, it's not a question whether they want to win or not. They would like to do that. But the primary thing for the Philadelphia Eagles is to get out of this game tonight without any injuries, because they have to face this same team again next week.
Thank you, Paul. The Bucs are on one of their patented late-season runs. When we come back, Susie Tolber will talk about the architect of that success, the Bucs, Tony Dungy.
Somalia, 1993.
RPG! We took a hit!
6-1 is going down.
100 American soldiers found themselves surrounded by 5,000 rebel fighters.
We got a man down!
The only thing more incredible than the odds was how they triumphed.
Come on!
Black Hawk Down, rated R. Now playing in New York and L.A. everywhere January 18th.
It's just the same old thing. I need adventure, excitement. I'm suffocating.
Okay. You can drive.
Spice things up. The Hyundai Santa Fe. V6 power, full-time four-wheel drive, and the freedom of America's best warranty plan. The Santa Fe.
Don't even think about it.
Log on to ESPN's Enhanced TV to win a trip to Hawaii and a chance to call a play at the Pro Bowl. To find out more, go to ESPN.com or NFL.com and play now.
Welcome back to Raymond James Stadium, home of the Buccaneers. Before Tony Dungy, this franchise was a disaster, winning only 30% of its games and reaching 10 wins just once in 20 years. With a win tonight, the Bucs would have 4 10-win seasons in just 6 years under Dungy. Rumors abound concerning his future here, and Susie, that takes what have you done for me lately to absurd heights.
It certainly does, Mike. Talking to the Bucs players, it is so evident how much they respect Tony Dungy, how much they want to win for you tonight. So let's get rid of that whole meaningless thing right off the top. How much does this game mean to you guys tonight?
Well, we do want to win. We want to keep our momentum going. We have a chance to get 3 double-digit winning seasons in a row. Our franchise has never done that before, so we definitely want to.
No matter what the circumstances, you remain even keel, but you're only human. How do you deal with the constant rumor of you just haven't done enough?
Well, all you can do is win, and that's what we're trying to do, and hopefully we'll win enough that people will be happy.
Last year at this time, last game, you're fighting it out in Green Bay. What does this game tonight mean for your psyche going up there next week?
Well, we want to play well at home. We want to finish the regular season right and get some momentum going up there. It's going to be a tough place to play. We'll feel much better if we have a good game tonight.
Coach, from our entire crew, deepest sympathies on the passing of your mother.
Well, thank you. Everybody in the NFL has been so supportive, and I really appreciate that.
Good luck tonight. Mike?
Thank you, Susie, and Coach, our condolences as well. It's going to be a very busy night on the sideline. Susie will have a chance to talk with several players, Pro Bowlers all, about their chances in the playoffs starting next weekend.
When my son comes to visit, I like to prepare nice things for him. I do. Peach pie, a special meatloaf, and a nice bunch of mid-caps, small caps, and laddered munis, taking into account current opportunities in the Asian market.
No utility?
Wouldn't it be great if the person you trust most was your broker?
Rate of
At
return.
a Schwab Planning Workshop, we give advice that's objective, uncomplicated, and not driven by commission.
Concerned about estate tax?
To sign up for a workshop, call 1-800-9-SCHWAB.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Back at Raymond James Stadium, Tampa Bay area of Florida, that's David Akers, who made the Pro Bowl this year.
third season out of Wisconsin.
Michael, they forgot to tell the people in Tampa that this is a meaningless football game, because if you look at this crowd, it's unbelievable.
Well, Tony Dungy has lost once at home in his career in Tampa Bay. So they came here tonight expecting a winner. That's Frank Murphy. He is deep with Aaron Secker. The players have described this as 8 quarters of head-to-head football. The first 4 come tonight. The next 4 next week in Philadelphia. And we are underway in Tampa Bay. A low skipping kick. Murphy retreats to the 2. And cut down before he reached the 15-yard line. Brad Johnson has thrown for more than 3,300 yards this year. His rating is 77.5, just about in the middle of the NFL quarterback ratings. He's been hampered by the fact that he hasn't had anybody who can really get downfield, but he and Keyshawn Johnson have had a tremendous connection this year.
But he accomplished what the Bucs wanted him to do. They've raised their pass completion percentage from 54.4 to over 60%. That's what they wanted Brad Johnson to do.
Guy is a consummate pro. All shot is a single setback. He has been a bull the last couple of weeks. Dragged back after he gained about 3. Damon Moore, who saved the Giants game a week ago, made the tackle. This franchise has gone back and forth between Allstott and Warwick Dunn, using them one at a time, using them both. They never have seemed to settle on any system.
Well, they started this year out, Joe. Warwick Dunn was going to be our guy. Then what?
And all of a sudden, well, he gets hurt in the first game. So now they have to rely on Mike Allstott. A year ago, it was just the opposite.
Warwick on the sideline tonight, wondering whether he'll be part of this franchise next year. Johnson on a little half roll out of the backfield and throws completely to New York. Cook, the rookie fullback out of Illinois. Bobby Taylor took him down.
Brad Johnson coming out throwing a little bit. You're not going to see him more than a series, maybe 2. What the Bucs would like to do would put together a nice little drive. It'd be like the first part of a preseason game. Get a drive going, get your starters down. I was talking to him earlier in the week. He said, I've had to play from behind. We've had to play from behind all year. That's part of the reason why this offense has been so limited.
And he has paid physically the price for it. 44 sacks and hit so many other times. Johnson trying to throw for the first down. Throws complete. He's got Milton Wynn, the rookie from Washington State, his first catch of the season. Al Harris with the tackle. It's a gain of 36.
Well, let me tell you something. He may only be in for a short period of time, and that's Brad Johnson. But I'm going to tell you right now, Milton Wynn, number 88, look at this throw. It is absolutely perfect to the outside, and Milton Wynn takes it inside the 45-yard line of Philly.
What happens is Mike Caldwell winds up picking Al Harris. The 2 defensive guys can't catch up to him.
Tampa with a first down at the Eagles' 43. Johnson to throw, flipped out, and that one's complete to Jacquez Green.
Now, wait a second. Didn't somebody explain to us that this game has no significant meaning? I think we ought to run the football, pound it right in there. I don't think so. I think for the Bucs, it's a regular season game.
You know, for the 16th week that we've done professional football in the regular season, Joe still believes what they tell him.
You really do, Joe. You believe? I believe this guy's going to Pro Bowl.
Oh, he has 106 catches, came into the weekend tied for the league lead. He said that record didn't mean anything to him. He's been banged up and needs the rest. Allstott lowers the shoulder and dives to the 31.
One of the things that is so impressive about the way Mike Allstott runs is he always seems to finish forward. Right after the first hit he takes, you see him take the shot, and then he winds up going forward. He's nifty enough in the hole to be able to make people miss the first time, has terrific hands for a big guy, and once he lowers those big pads, all you get is shoulder pads and thighs to try and bring him down with.
Going to his 5th Pro Bowl, he just runs with a lot of heart. Aaron Secker comes in at running back. And he'll get it on the draw. Secker dives to the 26.
Boy, I tell you, this is an ideal drive. I mean, for any game, it's important. And you look at this football game here, they've almost run off 4 minutes of the clock. They've got the ball inside the 30-yard line of Philadelphia. And all they wanted to come away with 7 points, and they're going to be very, very happy.
All right, big fella, but let's remember now, Mike went with the spoon theory in the beginning, the big bowl of vanilla. The Eagles are about as basic over there as you can get. So I don't think the Bucs want to get their hopes up high that this is what might happen next week.
All set. Nice little cut. A lot like Jerome Bettis. He's got those nifty feet that allow a guy as big as he is to make those quick little cuts.
Well, the one thing about him, about Allstott, though, if you look at his shoulder pads, as Joe mentioned, and look at his shoulders, watch how square they are with the line of scrimmage. Even when he's making the cuts, Michael, his head is forward. He's ready to make an upfield move, not a cut move to go to wide, to right or left. It's always straight ahead with him.
After we talked to him the other day, I said the last couple of weeks, the way you ran over people, it looked like you were back at Purdue doing it in the Big Ten. Blitz coming. Eagles may have been offside, but quick throw to Green. Green is down, they'll rule it incomplete at the 20. No flag.
Well, that was a great adjustment by Jacquez Green. Seeing the blitz, but not catching the ball.
A terrific job by Brad Johnson. Watch this. From the right side, here comes the blitz. He gets it off. Jacquez never really gets control of it. That's really been his problem. And when you got Keyshawn Johnson with 106 catches, you got Jacquez Green with 35. It shouldn't be that imbalanced.
Doug Bryan will come on to try a 41-yard field goal. He was signed when Martin Gramatica pulled a hamstring. Gramatica's still out this week. So the veteran Bryan out of California, there's Gramatica. Got another fine year.
Going to work with his brother on how to celebrate, how to get a haircut.
Or how not to. Officially now it will be a 42-yard attempt. And Bryan is through. And a solid opening drive for the Buccaneers. They come up with 3 and lead the Eagles 3-0.
Last Super Bowl, Miller Lite gave away inflatable chairs. This year, inflatable Troy Aikman.
Love football. I love a lot of things. I love nature. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm an Aquarius. I have that sort of watery kind of sense of things. I make these scenes. Can I get your autograph?
On second thought, now you can win an inflatable chair and a Super Bowl party kit that includes banners, cups, and $100 to turn your house into Super Bowl Central. Enter at MillerLite.com or wherever Miller Lite is sold.
That's pretty cool. What?
We're here with a bunch of friends in our racing limo to test the power of interstate batteries. E1 for a power shake. Hey, this baby's cranking out some power.
Interstate batteries, power fast, circle left.
Hey, that's just one first, second, third place.
These featherette accessory orders are pouring in, so she needs a reliable server now. That I can get. Why people wear this stuff? Who knows?
You can accomplish anything, even ultra-high server availability. Fujitsu, the possibilities are infinite.
Catch up with all the NFL news and put your pregame face on. Join Mike, TJ, Sterling, Mort and John as they get you ready for the Vikings and the Ravens Monday Night Countdown presented by UPS 7:30 Monday on ESPN.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL, an official airline of Super Bowl 36 by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite, it's Miller time. And by Charles Schwab, expert advice is subjective, uncomplicated, and not driven by commission. That's the Florida Aquarium here in Tampa, over 10,000 aquatic plants, fish, sharks.
I was fishing in there the other day. You know, they know there was a fine for that.
You know what their shark name is? Paul. Hey, I asked him, what's the shark with the really flat face and the funny nose with no hair on it?
Oh,
he said Paul.
Let's not talk about flat faces and ugliness.
That's Brian Mitchell, one of the greatest ever to return kicks in the National Football League. Has it on the run across the 30 to the 37-yard line. Jonathan McNabb will bring out the Eagles offense. He was brilliant in the clutch a week ago against the Giants.
injured or abused while living in a nursing home, call us at Morgan County Gilbert or visit forthepeople.com.
The totally new Nissan Altima.
Yeah, I wish you were here, man. We got the whole gang here. Yeah, Bubba's here. Sam, down. Well, I was thinking if you can't come out now, maybe just sometime around the holidays. Yeah, you're surprised, right?
Now you can use your home phone for something else. Because with VoiceStream, you'll always get more for less. The most minutes to use more places, more of the time, all for less money. Get more, pay less, guaranteed.
So, I think we kill
28 Tampa Bay News. First to report that a plane crashed into the Bank of America building downtown. First with a reporter live on the scene. And first with an eyewitness account from inside the building. When the big stories break, watch 28 Tampa Bay News.
If you want to log on tonight, you can help us with this question. Who was the best individual story in the NFL this season? David Boston, Tom Brady, Garrison Hurst, Priest Holmes, or Jimmy Smith? Log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com and vote. Warren Sapp, the emotional leader of this ball club.
It's going to be difficult to vote for those guys. If you think of every individual story on those five, it's incredible what they've done.
Buck Halter will start at tailback, and he takes it to the 40 and no more. Donovan McNabb, 25 touchdown passes this year. That's a career high. He is rated 9th in the NFL and thrown for nearly 3,300 yards. Won't get many stats tonight. Don't expect to see Donovan for more than a series.
And people have talked about, geez, he really didn't have that good a year. I think he's had an unbelievable year. That goes with his 482 yards rushing.
Buck Halter again, hit behind the line and dumped. Nice play by Simeon Rice.
Well, there is a guy, Simeon Rice, that has made a huge difference in this defensive football team. Simeon Rice, they said he couldn't play the run block. Well, take a look at there. He splits, it wasn't actually a double team, but he splits the blocks and makes the tackle. But this guy has really made a difference. Once he learns the defense here, he's made it's just truly a success story with this team.
Well,
Put him on that list.
we said we wouldn't see Donovan McNabb for more than a series. That was a short series. Floyd Detmer has come on for the Philadelphia Eagles. Under pressure, throws on the run, tips an incomplete. Brian Kelly got a hand on it.
How about that? Andy Reid makes the decision in 3rd and long to get Donovan McNabb out of the game. He wasn't taking any chances. That's Simeon Rice down on the field, and he's hurt.
The last thing either team wants out of this game.
Here's Simeon Rice on the outside. Just looks like a shot. Terrell Buckhalter, he hits it right in the ribs. Little shot in the ribs as he tries to help out Ryan Shower.
We were talking about Rice before that play. He actually leads the defensive line in tackles. He's up, and he gets a big hand. And that is from a guy leading the defensive line in tackles who made very few tackles after he sacked when he played for Arizona.
So when you're exposed, you get hit right in the gut. You go down.
Sean Landetta celebrating his 40th birthday tonight. He's had another brilliant year, averaging 43.6 per kick. In his 17th year in the NFL, remember, he played 3 years in the USFL as well. He's kicking to Carl Williams in a beauty. Williams driven back to the 11, lost his balance, goes down at the 17. A 50-yard kick for the 40-year-old Sean Landetta. 3-0 Bucks. first quarter back after this.
As we're making our way up the hill, I can hear gunshots echoing in the distance.
First, once you had that magazine,
I'm a little bit nervous because I've never done this before.
Left side is ready. Right side is ready. The middle is ready.
It's all about precision and confidence.
Log on. Watch Michelle hit the mark. Only at GoArmy.com.
You're quitting? You are my hero. Woo! Oh, why Nicoderm CQ?
Well, I'm not a superhero.
Yes, you are. I never got how these things work.
Okay, you just wake up, put one on.
Just one.
That's what's cool, one last 24 hours.
So, what are we waiting for?
Helps calm cravings all day long.
And a step?
You step down gradually. Clear free.
You're not a superhero? You don't have to be. You've got Nicoderm CQ.
His name is Henry, Ray Henry. He's a fireman and a carrot fan from Subway. He got real big on burgers and fries. Now he's down to a smaller size. Gets his might from his veggie delight. Great taste each day from his local Subway. He's Henry, Ray Henry.
With exercise and a diet including Subway's 7 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less, people like Clay Henry are inspirations for everyone.
Subway, eat fresh.
Proud sponsor of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk.
Number 1 Miami, a race all down. Don't miss the classic replay of the game that made them true national champions. The 2002 Rose Bowl, presented by AT&T. 9 p.m. this Wednesday, only on ESPN Classic. Get ESPN Classic. Call 1-800-CLASSIC now.
There's Sean King and a quarterback. That means Brad Johnson's night is done. King, a local hero, grew up in the area, and Brad Johnson nearly perfect on the first drive that resulted in a field goal. Jameel Cook and Rabi Abdullah are the running backs for the Buccaneers. King wants to screen. Cook. Nice cut inside his blockers. Got it to the 22. Let's check in with Susie Culver, with Pro Bowler Hugh Douglas.
Well, Hugh, everybody always says about you that your motor's always revving, so how does it feel to be idling tonight?
You know what, it's kind of bad because I'm just sitting here and it's like, I mean, I'm not playing. That's like Harold Carmichael.
9.5 sacks, one more, it voids the last year of your contract. So when Coach says you're sitting, do you head into his office and beg or what?
Well, you know what, I did do that, but he said, hey, you know, he had his reasons, and I said, well, you know, Coach, I'm not going to try to force the issue on this. I know you're doing it for a good reason, but it's just kind of hard just to sit here.
Bears held opponents to 203 points this year. Right now, you guys are at 198. How much a point of pride to have that record for the season?
You know what, that would mean a lot, but right now we're just trying to get healthy because we know we got to see these guys next week, so we're just kind of, you know, playing it safe.
It's no secret you guys are small up front. They've started to really get their running game going, so what do you need to work on this week?
Getting off blocks, most definitely. And getting after them and playing in their backfield.
Best of luck.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Mike?
Susie, thanks very much. Aaron Stephenson finished the third down back. King under pressure.
Wow.
And they got him, and now a marker goes down.
That's going to be face mask. That's going to be a face mask by Darren Walker. Number 97. He's got him with one hand. Darwin Walker.
Ooh. And it's the 15-yard variety.
I don't know. I mean,
does he turn his head? If you turn his head around, that is 15.
He's probably looking at who's holding him.
Look at 97, Darwin Walker. Here it comes. Now, here he grabs his face. Oh, he turns them all the way around. That's 15.
Good call. Pulls it right down. Doesn't let go. Twists it. Absolutely. Good call.
So a break for the Buccaneers and they lose the sack.
That's the only thing that really determines that. I mean, if you turn the guy's head around or not away from the forward motion, if you just hit it and let go, they'll call face mask, which is 5.
And it's a good thing. It's a great way to protect the quarterback.
Andy Reid in his second year, he's been incredibly successful in Philadelphia.
I talked to him on the field, and he said, can we leave yet? He must go. We can go home now.
Well, you know, we talked about at the beginning. All I want to do is get out of here healthy.
Still going to be a game.
Hugh Douglas said it.
Rabi Abdullah dives to the 30. Actually, next week will be the third time this year these teams have prepared for each other. They prepared for each other the second week of the season before the 9/11 disaster. They're preparing this week and getting ready for next week. So they are going to know each other about as well as you can.
So they're actually preparing this week for next week.
If you look at it that way.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can't gloss this whole thing over. And Sean King, when he came in and threw 2 passes, he didn't get the game plan.
I think you can over-prepare. I really do.
King short set to Cook out in the flat, and he is spun out of bounds by Quentin Favor, the rookie linebacker from Arkansas.
I talked to Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator of the Eagles, and one of the guys he was real curious at looking at was Quentin Favor. He felt like he wanted to see how well he can blitz. He wanted to see how he covered in space. There you saw him make a nice open field tackle. Normally plays behind Mike Caldwell at the right linebacker position. Between Carlos Emmons at 250 and Quentin Favor at 230, you got a nice variety. Big guy, run stopper, another guy, takes quarterback.
There's a lot of speed. 3rd and 2 for the Bucs. King from the shotgun, rifles this one down the middle, and it's going to be a first down up at the 47-yard line. Carl Williams with a catch.
Well, when we sat down and visited with Sean King, and just the fact that he had the opportunity to play in this game, he was excited. He said he learned a lot. He learned how much he hated sitting on the bench, but he understood the situation. He wanted to come in here. When we said this game doesn't mean very much, he said to some of us it means an awful lot. You got to remember, he's 15-9 as a starter, second-round selection, and there's no saying that this football team wouldn't be in the same situation if Sean King was the quarterback.
Philadelphia shows blitz. Abdullah cuts it outside and pushed out of bounds. And another thing about Sean King, he said he would like personally to win this game for Tony Dungy. This is the coach who went out and got Brad Johnson to replace Sean King as the starting quarterback. He still wants to win it for Dungy.
And when we asked Sean King, do you want to be back here next year? It has nothing to do with contract. He says, definitely. I want to be here. I want to play for Tony Dungy here in Tampa. And knowing
he's only in his 3rd year. And the guy's looking at a lot of years and a lot of opportunities to play for someone else if he gets the chance.
Eagles appeared to jump Darwin Walker again.
That's 20 yards and penalties on Darwin so far.
Well, what a nice job by Sean King, though. Goes with the hard count.
Encroachment, 97. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
And Walker is playing that tackle spot because their outstanding run stopper, Hollis Thomas, broke his foot last week running onto the field for pregame introduction. And they need to find a tackle. Grasmanis, the guy who would normally be there, is also hurt. Abdullah moving the pile. The last few games, the Eagles have not done a good job of stopping the run. They were 20th overall this season to giving up 130 yards a game in the last 3 games.
Well, you know, it goes to show you how, when you have a big guy in the middle, like Hollis Thomas, and you got that guy and you lose him, he is the one guy that usually takes on 2 people.
One of the team that's the classic of that would be the New Orleans Saints, who just got pummeled again today when they lost Norman Hand.
Blitz coming from the Eagles. King sidesteps one, throws. That had interception written all over it, but it was wide of Al Harris.
But I'll tell you what, if you looked at that defensive line of Philadelphia getting off the ball on that play on 3rd down, I mean, you can't tell them this might be a preseason game. When these guys came off the ball, Sean King really had no chance.
Mark Royals will come on to kick to Mitchell. 7th in the league, averaging 12 yards of return. And as it toward the near sideline, takes a bad hop and goes out of bounds up around the 24-yard line. Kick of only 22 for the veteran Mark Royals. So the Eagles will take over at their 24, down 3-0.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed.
Today in Florida, 500,000 people went to the doctor. In Jacksonville, a little girl had her hearing tested. A woman in Tampa learned she was pregnant. And in Miami, a father got some good news about his cholesterol. And even though it was a day of 500,000 reasons to worry, it was a good day. Because the last thing on 500,000 minds was health plans, which is exactly the way it should be. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. The best health plan is the one you don't have to think about.
The world is how you see it. It could be anything. Make the most of every mile. You want other kind, or got your right.
No matter who you are, or what you might need, Ford's got your ride. So come test drive the Ford that's right for you at your local Southern Ford dealer.
You want other kind, or got your right.
McDonald's is turning up the heat with some hot values. Starting with a hot and spicy McChicken sandwich for the sizzling price of 99 cents. Wow. So you want to beef things up? Then get a delicious double cheeseburger also for the simmering price of only 99 cents. So hurry into your McDonald's and chill out with a hot and spicy McChicken sandwich or classic double cheeseburger, both just 99 cents each. At McDonald's, we love to see you smile. McDonald's, a worldwide Olympic partner.
To the playoffs. So you special.
Hugh Douglas not playing tonight, so he'll do a little coaching on the sideline for that Eagles defense.
Tell them they look good. That's what he's telling them. You guys look good. I look better because I'm in street clothes. But you guys look good.
Troy Detmer, the quarterback, Buckhalter, and Martin are the backs behind him. Buckhalter. Get down to Susie Culver and Pro Bowler Keyshawn Johnson.
Well, Keyshawn, you come into the weekend tied for the league lead in receptions, but you also been playing on a bad ankle. So are you kind of torn? You want to be out there? You want to rest?
Yeah, I'd rather rest. The fact that we got into the playoffs is not that big of a deal. I don't really care about the receptions. I've done what it takes to get my team into the postseason. Plus, I made the Pro Bowl, so it doesn't lead in receptions and stuff like that. I trade this vacation anytime for that.
Down the stretch, it's been buck ball again. Run. But Brad's also thrown for more than 550 times this season. So who are you guys now?
Well, we're just a team, I think, that's going to continue to play our best ball late in the year. If it's running the ball to Mike or throwing the ball down the field, we're going to take our best chances, whichever one that may be.
I'm going against this ultra-aggressive Eagles defense, some great corners. So what do you have in store for them for next week?
I'm going to rest, and then you'll see.
All right, Keyshawn, thanks. Bye.
Susie, what a great year he had. 106 catches during the regular season. Detmer back to throw, flags it down. John Lynch with a pick. Lynch playing with a bad shoulder. I asked him earlier in the week, you going to play or rest? He said, oh, I'm playing. John Lynch wants to play. There's a marker down. Let's check that.
That's going to go against the Eagles. Illegal motion.
John Lynch is one guy. Well, he's not one, but there are a lot of guys. That it doesn't make any difference what kind of game and what it means
Illegal
to be on the field.
On the offense. That penalty's declined. First down, Tampa Bay.
That guy comes to play when he gets out of bed. I'll tell you right now.
The whole point is you've got to play starters. You've got a limited roster. He does an excellent job of reading Troy Detmer's eyes and just cuts right in front of Freddie Mitchell. Warren Sapp getting his usual double team, sliding still, putting pressure on Troy Detmer. Warren may not have posted the numbers, only 6 sacks, but boy, he can still bring heat.
Third interception of the season for John Lynch, and the Bucs set up shop at the Eagles 27. Empty backfield for King. Throws, and that's the rookie Milton Wynn with his second catch of the night and his second of the year. Quentin Favor with the tackle.
When you throw this play here, it really is almost like a running play. I mean, you spread everybody out. You've got 5 receivers, and it's just a little dump pass. If he breaks it, fine. He's got maybe have a touchdown, but this picks up 7 yards. Now you can do anything you want to do.
Well, the thing that a lot of defenses do, when you go 4 or 5 wide now, the defensive linemen are so smart. They know you're not going to take a deep drop, so they take a step or so and get their hands up.
King dumps it to Stecker. Game tackle as he got to the 13-yard line.
Can I just, I know Philadelphia's defense, that's vanilla. Now you want to go and explain this offense to us?
Yeah, well, they're cracking a few heads out there. They got the nutcracker out, I'll tell you that.
The Bucs providing a little chocolate sauce to the vanilla right now. And Aaron Stecker has been used as the third down back behind Dunn and Allstott this year.
And really, Aaron Stecker's kickoff return against the New Orleans Saints that set the tempo in that game and propelled Tampa into the opportunity to be in the playoffs.
Stecker, room to run off the left side, cuts it back inside the 10 to the 9. And don't forget, this was the Tampa Bay team that was 4-5 and written off by everybody. And then they played the St. Louis Rams and beat them. I think that was a watershed event this year.
Yeah, well, they went up against Pittsburgh. Look at the games that they lost. They lose to Pittsburgh 17-10, lose to Chicago 24-27. They beat St. Louis 24-17. They have played some very good football.
They have had a wicked schedule, Joe, all year long.
That game may have given them the confidence, Mike, that the Pittsburgh game where they gave up 10 sacks really started this offensive line saying, we have to play better. And they have.
Brad Johnson said a couple of those games took a year off his career. He was hit so hard and so often. Of course, we have come to expect this turnaround from the Tampa Bay Bucs. They seem to get off to horrible starts. In 99, they were 3-4. Then finished 8-1. Same in 2000, finished 7-2. Same this year, finished 6-2.
It was funny when we talked to Warren Sapp about it. Hey, listen, I just assume starting with victories. We don't like doing this all the time.
Crowd comes to its feet here in Tampa Bay to give a hand to the Bucs. They will finish the first quarter on top 3-0 over the Philadelphia Eagles as these teams get set to play each other next week in the playoffs at the best.
Introducing the best America Online ever. New version 7.0. It's better, faster, and easier.
Like a click and you're connected.
7.0 is fast.
It's got all the new features. It's just so easy.
All new AOL version 7.0.
Welcome.
It's everything you love about America Online.
You've got mail.
I'm falling in love with the new features. 7.0 is the best.
America Online, new version 7.0. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE. You can sign up for AOL or get a free 7.0 disc at any of these retail stores.
It's time for renewed friendships. It's time for fresh resolutions. It's time for friends and family with Verizon Wireless.
Now, for just $35 monthly access, get 3,500 total monthly minutes for life on select digital plans with nationwide long distance included. Then talk all you want with anyone, anywhere in the U.S. And now, for a limited time, get a great Motorola phone for just $19.99.
So you'll have time for all the things that matter most. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
Catch up with all the NFL news and put your pregame face on. Join Mike, TJ, Sterling, Mort and John as they get you ready for the Vikings and the Ravens Monday Night Countdown presented by UPS 7:30 Monday on ESPN.
Totally dominant first quarter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 103 yards, only 5 for the Eagles, and 1 big turnover for Philadelphia.
Well, if we do the game next week, please say that stat. We could put it up after the first quarter.
May not matter much. Third down and a yard for the Buccaneers. Stecker and Cook, the running back. Stecker. Touchdown. Down Tampa Bay. John Lynch is set it up.
Well, that was outstanding blocking by that offensive line at the point of attack.
4-yard touchdown run by number 23.
There wasn't much of a decision by Stecker. He saw the hole and got there. Take a look on the left-hand side.
I remember when we did their preseason game. We came down here to visit with Tampa. And Keyshawn, Warren, Happy, Dave Moore. But I remember coming down talking to Tony Nathan, the running backs coach. And I was really excited about Aaron Stecker. I mean, he had an excellent preseason. And, of course, when you got Allstott and Dunn, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities. But he certainly has capitalized on it.
First career rushing touchdown for Aaron Stecker comes from the last week of the regular season. And Brian gets the point after to extend the Bucs lead to 10-0.
Steak burgers. They order them. He cooks them. And I serve them.
I didn't get any gift certificates 2 years ago. I didn't get any gift certificates last year. And I bet I'm not getting any this year either.
Trying to eat? Do you mind?
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
Incock.
Me. Where am I?
Memorial Hospital in Florida.
Florida, yeah!
Florida residents, it's Disney's Play 4 Days Pass. Just $99 gets you 4 days of fun in all 4 Disney theme parks. Pick any 4 days with Disney's Play 4 Days Pass.
Hey, guys, we're going to Disney World!
When you're hungry for real country barbecue, the hard part is choosing between Sonny's all-you-can-eat sliced barbecue beef, pork, or smoked turkey. After that, everything comes easy with all the French fries, coleslaw, and garlic bread you want too. Sonny's all-you-can-eat sliced beef, pork, or turkey. You make the hard choices. We'll make everything else, including the price, easy. Yummy.
Monday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens coming up. 9 o'clock ABC Monday night. Here's what happens if the Ravens win. The Jets would play at the Raiders, and the Ravens would go to Miami to face the Dolphins. If they lose, they're out. The Seahawks would play in Oakland. The Jets would go to Miami to meet Dave Wannstedt's Dolphins. That is the AFC playoff scenario, which will not be determined until after tomorrow night's ballgame.
How about Trent Dilfer?
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's so great. I mean, what a professional, what a job he's done all year.
He has had an incredible attitude and put up some remarkable numbers. Mitchell on the run and jumps at the 32. Rabi Abdullah downfield just cut the wheels out from under him. 14:45 to go first half. 10-0 Tampa Bay.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 weekdays on ESPN. Again at 7 on ESPN2.
Carrots off here for 1-800-CALL-ATT. You don't have to be a great athlete like me to make it to the NBA All-Star Weekend. Because the more times you use 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls, the more chances you have to enter and win a trip for 2 to the 2002 NBA All-Star Weekend. 8 winners will be paired up with 8 NBA three-point shootout contestants. If your NBA partner wins the shootout, you win $50,000. It's easy. Just dial down the center. It's 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Nice short, Tad Strat.
Is that trash talk, huh?
The all-new Kia Spectra. Drive one, and at some moment, it'll hit you. The moment you realize you can actually afford a car available with air conditioning and power windows. Plus, Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We don't know where or when, but it will hit you. Introducing the 2002 Kia Spectra. Get 1,000 cash back or 1.9% APR through January 31st.
Dag, yo, it's the Amp Guide to freestyle snowboarding. Know your mountain, downhill area, freestyle areas. Let's ride! This is about
about freedom and cool tricks and doing those cool tricks when the media's around. Just bend, jump, grab, rotate, and land. Then contact an orthopedic surgeon and you're ready to go. And style isn't everything. Just kidding. Rated E for everyone.
ESPN Sunday Night Football is brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ACC for collect calls. By Kia Motors, makers of a full line of quality cars backed by a 10-year warranty program. And by Xbox. Visit Xbox.com. The future of video games has arrived. This is the J.C. Newman Cigar Factory, family-owned operation for over 100 years, specialized in the handmade cigar specialty. I'm sure Joe's been there a couple of times this week.
They are good, I can tell you.
And I can tell every time you smoke a cigar.
Detmer throws this one complete up to the 46-yard line. Tony Stewart, the rookie tight end out of Penn State, makes his third catch of the year.
He's another guy that talked about the fact that this is an opportunity for him to be able to knock some rust off. And this game does count. You know, when you've got a quarterback like Coy Detmer on the other side, Shawn King, these guys have played in games. It's not like having a rookie. Donovan McNabb gets a chance to rest. Shawn King gets an opportunity to play. Coy Detmer out there will run a very basic offense, but it can be efficient.
Blitz coming. Buckhalter runs right through across the 40 to the 39.
You know, we watch all these games all year long, and when you see that kind of off-tackle direct handoff play against the blitz, and all you really have to do, take a look at this, is just block two people. The end on the outside and the tackle on the inside, because the linebackers are blitzing, you got a natural hole.
You really don't need to block them. All you do is just get in their way, right?
Really.
Buckhalter 19 yards rushing so far in this game on 4 carries. Detmer straight back to throw, now under pressure. Incomplete. Nice defensive play that time by Dwight Smith. Let's get on to Susie.
Mike with Chad Lewis. Chad, maybe a little bit quieter season for you personally than you would have preferred, but you're going to make some noise doing it last week in the biggest game of the year. 7 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Describe what it was like winning the division like that in that type of game.
It was unbelievable. I thought Donovan had his best game as an Eagle. I mean, he was pinpoint all night long, making plays, and everyone else just rose to the occasion. And I'm glad he threw it to me. It was fun to make those catches.
What was his demeanor like in the huddle? How was he rallying guys? How has he matured?
He was fearless. I mean, he had total confidence in his eyes the whole night. I mean, he walked in the huddle, and we fed off of that. And when he walks in the huddle and he responds like that, everyone wants to just lay down their life for him, and it's fun to play with him.
Next week's game, a rematch of last year's first round. Do you expect a war?
It is going to be a war, no matter what. It's going to be a war, and we're not counting on anything. We're not counting on the weather to help us. We just got to go out and lay it on the line.
Good luck. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Susie. Lewis, who made the Pro Bowl a year ago. His numbers were down this season. Threw quite a few double teams. Detmer under pressure. Going to run for it. Has the first down and more, and nearly dehorned at the 20. When you slide a little sooner, right, Joe?
But, you know, Coy Detmer is one of those competitors that, I mean, he gets running on this play, and he's torn whether he wants to slide or not. Nice movement in the pocket. Good ability to get outside. Now he makes the decision. Look, I don't know whether I want to slide. Yeah, okay, fine. You know, a little bit late.
Say, Joe, get untorn. Get down.
Get untorn. Or you will get torn.
That's right. Get untorn, son.
He likes to get dirty. I never felt like I was in a game until I got knocked around a little bit dirty.
When I was a little kid, I liked to play in the mud, but I didn't like to get hit when I was in the mud.
Martin. Boy, what a solid pass.
There's also half the distance.
Did he get him by the face?
No,
I thought he got him by the jersey.
I think he grabbed him from behind.
They grabbed. The official was standing right there, the sideline guy. He threw the flag as soon as he grabbed him.
See, I thought he grabbed him from behind. I don't think he grabbed him on the face mask.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, what?
There is no penalty on the play. The defender grabbed the jersey. Second down.
Watch behind. See that? He's grabbing his jersey in front and from behind. Excellent tackle.
It's a nice job of officiating because a couple of guys had better angles and came in and helped you change the call.
You know, that truly is, and you're absolutely right, Joe, but the guy on the sideline
His back was to him. He never saw it.
He makes the right call. It's a great job of officials working together. You're right, Mike.
Detmer straight back to throw, scrambles again, and now tries to throw it sidearm with no momentum whatsoever, and it's incomplete in the flat.
Knowing Corey Detmer, these are the kind of throws. He's like a mini Brett Favre. He's going to step up. He's going to do things with the football you just don't expect. Jumps up like this. Should I run? No, wait, hold it. You're out of the corner of my eye. Coral, here. Coral, take this. Wait a second. Whoop. Not quite.
3rd and 7 for the Eagles. Bucks come with a blitz. Detmer for the end zone, incomplete. Stewart was the closest Eagle receiver to it.
Incomplete. Did you say mini Brett Favre?
Mini Brett Favre.
Mini, huh?
Yeah, mini. It means like you try and be like
Let me move over by you, Mike.
spectacular. Those are the kind of throws you see out of Brett. Stepping up in the pocket, he's throwing up. But that's what I'm saying. That's why he's a mini.
That's the difference.
That's why he's a mini.
David Akers. He had a 17 straight swing snap. Strange just went off the post. He's missed 2 in 2 weeks after hitting 17 in a row.
Michael, those posts are still shaking. You don't think he didn't ball it?
Oh, he caught it flush.
I mean, he hit it hard.
The world is how you see it. It could be anything. Make the most of every mile. You want other kind, or I got your right.
No matter who you are or what you might need, Ford's got your ride. So come test drive the Ford that's right for you at your local Southern Ford dealer.
You want other kind, or I got your right.
Hey, Billy, go on.
God damn it.
Hey, Larry, wake up.
No!
Hey, neighbor, quit playing.
Oh, all right, go.
Now that Sound Advice offers the new Mitsubishi widescreen HD TV, and pay absolutely nothing till 2003, maybe Joe Montana can finally retire. Dream style. Sound Advice. We get Sound Advice on the best electronics.
McDonald's is cooking with hot in a 2-for-3 variety on these all-time favorite sandwiches. Mix them up. A McRib and filet of fish, $3. A McRib and a Big Mac sandwich, $3. You want a quarter pounder with cheese and a big and tasty sandwich? Say it with me now, $3. So spice up your appetite with some hot in a 2-for-3 variety today. Only at McDonald's.
At McDonald's, we love to see you smile.
McDonald's, a worldwide Olympic partner.
Big money's a big night, and the Joey G shuttle will get you there.
Aaron Mickey leads OU against UConn. Dan Dickow and Zaga take on New Mexico. Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. Coverage begins at 7 Monday.
Back at Raymond James Stadium, the pirate ship is rocking, and the goalposts are still rocking after David Akers hit one off the upright. Bucks take over at their 25. Abdullah. Labi Abdullah, horse college flags down everywhere. That'll be 15 more on top of that run with Shard Cook. Took him out by the face man.
Now, I don't think there's any question on this one, Joseph.
Absolutely not. That's going to be a 15-yarder.
This is what? The third one called so far in this game. I mean, this one is for real.
You know what it is?
Two for real, one not.
I'll tell you why things like this happen. You've got guys who aren't used to playing at the speed that some of these guys play at. You've got vets that have been playing. Now you watch Cook just grab them and pull them back. So what happens is they're not quite in position to make the plays. They're just reaching out and grabbing at anything.
Cook is playing tonight because Brian Dawkins, who made his second Pro Bowl, is out. Troy Vincent also not playing in the Eagles secondary. He's another Pro Bowler. They'll be geared up and ready to go for next week. Sean King. Double clutch, throws, interception. Picked off by Cook. He atones for the mistake with the interception of Sean King. And there is a marker down in the Eagles secondary.
Boy, I'll tell you, I don't know which one of the defensive linemen got in Sean King's face, but he is the reason for this interception. Because Sean King had to pull it down.
And the interception will be nullified. Illegal contact by the Eagles.
Mike, I think it's going to be blocked. I think it's going to be blocking in the back after the interception up. It's a post-interception call.
Kalu is the guy, number 94, that really causes this interception.
Illegal block in the back. 91. 10-yard penalty. First down, Philadelphia.
Joe, you're right. The interception will stand. It was a post-interception penalty.
Well, the other thing, too, Paul, besides that, Sean King was just late with the throw. And if you're going to be late with the throw, you're not going to have any opportunity to be able to get it where you want, whether somebody's in your face or not.
Here's your large pizza and free center sticks. Thanks. Hey, guys, our large pizza's here. And the Domino's guy said the center sticks are free. Then he said, I have to eat them all. Right in front of them. Or they wouldn't be free.
He's not allowed to get the door anymore.
Topped with cinnamon sugar and served with creamy icing, it's Domino's freshly baked Center Sticks. Get a free order when you buy any large one-topping pizza for $9.99. Call now. Get the door. It's Domino's.
From Columbia Pictures.
The tab is here.
Be a part of the motion picture event of the holiday season.
Everybody around the world wants me to snatch that thing off the top of your head.
Time Magazine calls it one of the best films of the year.
I'm a bad man.
And now, nominated for 3 Golden Globes, including Best Actor Will Smith.
You're lucky he holding me back, man.
Now playing in theaters everywhere.
The all-new Kia Spectra. Drive one, and at some moment, it'll hit you. The moment you realize you can actually afford a car available with air conditioning and power windows. Plus, Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We don't know where or when, but it will hit you. Introducing the 2002 Kia Spectra. Get $1,000 cash back or 1.9% APR through January 31st.
Catch up with all the NFL news and put your pregame face on. Join Mike, TJ, Sterling, Mort and John as they get you ready for the Vikings and the Ravens Monday Night Countdown, presented by UPS, 7:30 Monday on ESPN.
10:46 to go in the half. Buccaneers on top of the Eagles, 10-0. Buckhalter, the deep man in the eye behind the leader. Getting to throw one of the screen that wasn't there. He just tosses this one out of bounds. Douglas Darby, the pressure.
We got a late flag.
The Eagles and the Bucs met in last year's NFC wildcard playoff game. Philadelphia posted a 21-3 win at the Vet. Donovan McNabb was sensational. 24 of 33, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That last flag after that play may be intentional grounding because he didn't get it back near the line of scrimmage.
Ineligible downfield, number 73, offense. That penalty is declined. Take it down.
Jim Pine, who is playing center tonight for Hank Fraley. You can be out of the pocket and throw the ball away, but you have to get it back to the line of scrimmage, and that thing was about 25 yards out of bounds short of it.
Matter of fact, that whole offensive line of the Eagles are all backup.
2nd and 10. Buckhalter trying to get outside. Got maybe a half a yard and buried. Nate Webster and John Howell.
You know, and it's not degrading to all the backup guys, but if you're a running back like Buckhalter is here and knowing all of these guys are backups in front of you and they're blocking, and look what happens. He has no chance to get to the outside. Webster is there to take him down. There really is no blocking along the line of scrimmage.
Webster's a guy with quite a future out of Miami. He's a wicked hitter. They think the world of him as soon as he has a better handle on the defense. 3rd and long blitz coming. Detmer steps up and throws. He's got the first down. Damian Douglas makes the catch. In Tampa territory, gave him 16.
Oh, that's a great balance by Damian Douglas. It almost looked like his knee didn't hit. Look at him. He's upset, but he gets hit. Damian Douglas, watch this. He's coming across the middle. He doesn't know Detmer's in trouble. Look at this catch. Now watch the spin.
Corey Detmer doing a nice job of stepping up into the pocket to give him a chance. Here comes your spin, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
knees down. Right knee.
And they spotted correctly back at the 47-yard line. Still a first down. Detmer's second completion of the night, the first catch of the year for Damian Douglas. Buckhalter again. Takes a couple of shots and still powers forward to the 37-yard line. Picks up 9.5.
There's another thing about this game when you approach it as a player. It has no bearing or significance in the overall scope of playoffs or anything else. But if you don't play hard in a game like this, there's a chance if you're on that field you could get hurt. So you better go as hard as you can. That's why you see a Simeon Wright running down the field to try and make plays. Monty Kiffin, the defensive coordinator, is still going to be grading these guys on the effort and the hustle that they put out.
Rod Smart checks in for the first time. You may remember him from the XFL. He's the guy who had "He Hate Me" on the back of his jersey. Smart. Flag is down. He's gotten a lot of grief over that nickname. They gave him a new nickname here, Heat, which is short for "He Hates Me." So he's got a nickname for his nickname.
I think it's terrific. We got a holding penalty.
Holding, 73, offense, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
So that wipes out the first official carry of Rod Smart's NFL career. He'll get a few more tonight. Buckhalter comes back yet.
It was funny, we were sitting in a meeting with him yesterday, and Joe said, first of all, he wondered why he was in with us talking to us. And then Joe said, you're going to play tomorrow. So I am. Joe said, yeah, a lot. He said, I think you're scaring him a little bit. Yeah, you're going to play a lot.
He was sitting in the lobby of the hotel for 2 days. Ready to get it.
Detmer changing the play. Looks like some movement up front. They're going to whistle this one dead. Jeremy Mayberry, it looked. No, it wasn't Mayberry. It was Ryan Shaw.
Snap. Full start. 67. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Shaw starting at left tackle for Trey Thomas.
But when Smart came out of our meeting, Coy Detmer was coming in. And Coy had been in the meetings before because he had started. So Rod said to him, hey, don't be nervous. It's okay. Trying to help him out.
Rod evolved before our very eyes in 5 minutes.
He's beautiful, the guy, I tell you.
Second and 16. Buckhalter. Nice cut. Kelly has him, but he drags him to the first down to the 36-yard line. Good hard run for Buckhalter.
Buckhalter runs for 490 yards so far. You see his ability to run with the football, break tackles, 8 carries tonight, 52 yards. Nice patience, good job of cutting, and then there's the power after the contact. 6.5 yards a pop tonight.
Out of Nebraska, rookie taken in the 4th round. Rod Smart comes back in for the Eagles. Smart off the left side. Near the 30, Jeff Gooch, who was a starter here for a year. Now backed up outside linebacker behind Derek Brooks.
We asked Andy Reid about Rod Smart. He hate me, if you people remember him better by that. So, what do you think? He said, he's a very good player. You got to love the guy's attitude.
Well, Andy Reid was talking about he's smaller than Deuce Staley, quicker than Buckhalter. He's a fast guy, got a quick twitch. It's great that he's had a chance to play.
Smart again. Nothing doing this time. Monday night, ESPN and ESPN2 will have a full night of college basketball for you. 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Oklahoma, Connecticut. 9 Eastern on ESPN. Providence against Texas. Then at midnight Eastern on ESPN, Gonzaga against New Mexico. Big Monday on ESPN and ESPN2. 3rd and 4. It's been a good drive for Coy Detmer so far. They show blitz and back off, and Detmer, complete pass, fumble, the Bucks have it. John Howell recovers the fumble.
They might call it incomplete. They might call that incomplete.
May Brown was the receiver.
Incomplete. Well, Tony could get a challenge. There's the move inside. Does he make the run?
Oh, well, this is a catch.
Unless from the other angle. This is the angle you want to see. Does he have it? 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
Puts the ball away.
That's a catch. Throw the flag out.
Throw it out, Tony. Throw it out.
They're going to line up for a field goal. If they get the snap off, there can't be any challenge. And Akers with a field goal, and he's got it.
Somebody's got to ask Tony Dungy at the end of this game why he didn't challenge.
47-yard field goal. Obviously a bad call.
Totally new Nissan Altima.
The Discount Auto Parts Super Bowl of Motorsports, presented by Ford Trucks, featuring the Southern Ford dealers, Monster Germ. It's back in January with the best monster truck lineup ever. Blue Thunder, Gunslinger, Spider-Man, Bulldozer, Reptoid, plus the legendary Gravedigger versus two-time world champion Tom Mance and more. Super Bowl of Motorsports, January 19th, Raymond James Stadium.
I'm Dan Marino, and I'm teaming up with my good friends at AutoWay to bring you lower prices and bigger selection. We're changing the game.
At AutoWay, you'll see our one low, no-haggle price marked on over 7,000 cars and trucks. Ford, Chevy, Hondas, Toyotas, Lincoln, Dodges, Pontiac, Nissans, and more. Shop our 13 locations or AutoWayDealers.com.
We're changing the game, and the winner is you. Price, service, selection at AutoWay is guaranteed.
Big Monday's a big night, and the Joey G shuttle will get you there.
Aaron McKee, OU against UConn. Dan Dickow and Zaga take on New Mexico. Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. Coverage begins at 7 Monday.
Let's go back to that incomplete pass as you see the score here, 10-3. It was obviously a fumble if they had had a replay, but apparently we're told the whistle blew. They ruled it incomplete, so the Bucs can't get the ball one way or another. It is a dead play because they ruled it incomplete and blew the whistle.
Well, if that's the case, the official blew it.
Yes.
Then we can't blame Tony Dungy for not trying to challenge.
And the whistle.
That's just a bad decision by the official. That was a completion.
Bad whistle. Bad whistle. Akers now to kick it off. And Stecker is deep with Rabi Abdullah. From the 14, Abdullah across the 30 to about the 32. We asked you about our ETV poll at the beginning of the game. Who was the best individual story this season? And Tom Brady gets it, 41%. To 28% for Garrisonhurst. Priest Holmes third at 16%. Those are the three guys that I would have picked out at the
But Paul,
he started this.
But Paul, you're right. Every one of them is a great story in this league.
Boy, I tell you, Priest Holmes is playing with the Kansas City Chiefs, and they weren't very good.
He was the offense.
Yeah, he was.
Tom Brady, though, congratulations. New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, what a job he's done there.
They win the division. You believe that? That's magnificent for them. Steckers, and there's the running back. King under pressure, and he's buried back at the 24-yard line.
Obviously, Jim Johnson isn't going to hold back on all his defense. This is what the Eagles are. The Eagles are a pressure style of defense, and they're going to bring people from the outside. There you see the opportunity for Burgess to get in and make the play.
2nd and 17. Clock running with 5:15 to go first half. If you joined us late, this game cannot change the outcome of the playoffs. That's set. The Bucs will go to Philadelphia next week. And we have early motion out there. Murphy, the flanker, getting an early start on his block.
Encroachment, 29. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
You usually don't see a defensive back offside coming across making contact before the snap. Neither is Andy Reid.
But when you don't play much,
You don't hear the snap count. You think you hear something.
you're only supposed to be watching that guy in front of you. And that's, Frank Murphy's the only guy out there in front of you.
Other guys on the other sideline yell hut, you jump.
Now 2nd and 12 after this change of penalty. Stecker. Aaron Stecker knocked out of bounds by Tim Houck. Let's go to the sideline. You want a great story? Warwick Dunn is down there with Susie.
Warwick, number one, how much you guys want to win this game for Tony?
Well, Tony's a big reason why we've been successful here, and I think people are starting to forget that. And to win for him, and guys love to play for him, so why not want to win for a coach that you love to play for?
Would you say it's fair to say this, that it's been kind of a reversal of fortune for you and Mike Allstott? Last year, he gets hurt. You prove you can carry the load. This year, the offense is designed around you. You're hurting. He winds up carrying the load.
Well, it's been a rough year for me, and by no means am I upset. I think Mike has done a tremendous job since he's been here, and we work well together. But it's just frustrating for me because I haven't been as 100% since week one, really. So I'm just trying to do my thing, get back, but I'm happy for Mike because Mike has proven that he can carry the load, and that's all you really want a guy to do.
The true warrior that you are, anything keeps you out of next week's game?
Not at all, not at all. I could have played tonight, but give my foot some time to heal, just a little bit of relaxation, and next week I'll get back at it, and we'll see what happens.
If there's one weakness that Eagles defense has, it is stopping the run. Watching film, you feel you can't exploit them?
I think we can run on anybody. It's just the offensive line. Those guys have to come out block well, but we can't run on anybody any given Sunday. So what we have to do is just go out, get ready, prepare in the run game, and just hopefully we'll come out and run the football. If you run a football in the playoffs, you have a good chance of winning.
Best of luck. Thanks, Warwick.
I need it.
Mike?
All right, Warwick, thank you very much, Susie. Warwick Dunn is one of the nicest young men that I have ever met. He has bought single mothers 28 homes in the last 5 years, made the down payment.
What he does, put the down payment down.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, he furnishes them, he stocks the pantry, stocks the kitchen, stocks the refrigerator, gives them a real start in life.
Stecker takes a couple of tackles. He has done this, Warwick Dunn has, because his mom was an off-duty police officer in Louisiana where they live, where she was killed when she was off-duty in a robbery attempt. And he knew what it was like to struggle, and he has tried to help people ever since in 3 different cities since he's gotten into the NFL and had the money to do it. And you have to tip your hat to Warwick Dunn as a tremendous humanitarian as well as an outstanding football player.
Yeah, he really is. I say the one thing when Susie asked him, will you be ready next week? And I can assure you, Susie, you can ask everybody that has a slight injury in this football game or going into this next week's game. If they get it, I'll put a uniform on. They're going to play. We have an injured Philadelphia Eagle on the field.
Looks like Carlos Emmons will check on him, and we talked about the Bucs offense. The problems they have had running the ball. They went from 9th in the NFL last year to 28th this year, only 87 yards a game. A lot of that has to do with the offensive line had a miserable start to the year. and Warwick Dunn's injury, the passing game is perked up because of the acquisition of Brad Johnson and the necessity to throw the ball.
I think also it has to do with the fact that this year they played the AFC Central Division. They played the Pittsburgh Steelers. They played the Chicago Bears. They played the Baltimore Ravens. You play against, a division that doesn't necessarily give you a whole lot of opportunities to be able to run the football. I mean, in your division, it's not easy.
Jersey, you have more on that running game?
Well, just talking to Clyde Christensen before the game, he explained, and just as I was bringing up with Warwick, that they set up the offense and the style of running for Warwick Dunn. Quicker, get to the outside, not so much straight ahead. Then Warwick gets hurt, and now we're building around Mike Allstott. It's more north and south. The blocking schemes are simpler, and it took them a little while to make that adjustment, which explains some of the reasons why they struggled a bit, and now they're back on track.
Last couple of weeks, they certainly have been. Rafi Abdullah sets him up. Running back, and King is back to throw. Dumps it off. Abdullah, nice touch. Rafi Abdullah diving for the 6, and he's got the first down inside the 30. Dave Gardner chased out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Abdullah just showed everybody about speed. Watch this when he catches the ball. Look at him take off. Now, he just outruns the linebacker on that side, which is Taver. I mean, he just outruns him to the outside and picks up the first down. That's just terrific speed.
Sean King's showing the veteran he is. Isn't going to try and force a play, wander on over, and take the 2-minute warning.
The Bucs have dominated this game so far. They lead at 10-3, 2 minutes to go, first half.
The all-new Kia Spectra. Drive one, and at some moment, it'll hit you. The moment you realize you can actually afford a car available with air conditioning and power windows. Plus, Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. We don't know where or when, but it will hit you. Introducing the 2002 Kia Spectra. Get 1,000 cash back or 1.9% APR through January 31st.
Roger that. Man, it's 2 o'clock. Counting out. Flash 1. Come on. Got you. Flash 2. There's 3. What's up? Raiders on me. Still on me.
Sorry, Grandma.
Ace Combat 4, rated E for everyone.
On game day, access NFL.com for up-to-the-minute stats and live radio coverage. NFL.com.
I'm Chris Berman. You'll certainly want to join us at halftime. We'll give you the playoff preview, the lineup, and say that Rams-Bears went 1-2 in the NFC. The Packers securing at least one home game for themselves. The Jets getting a playoff berth. Seattle staying alive. And a college basketball shocker. Michael, I know you want to say 2 stats.
All right, Boomer, I'll be taking notes. Somebody told me about that basketball shocker, and I'm still shocked.
You get to start seeing them up close and personal, don't you?
Wednesday and Thursday night, my basketball season starts.
We got Wednesday.
Got North Carolina and Maryland.
And then
Georgia Tech at Duke. Woo! Woo! No easy passes in the ACC.
And then join us for the weekend, right?
Absolutely. Wherever we are.
Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
A shocker, by the way. We won't keep you hanging anymore. Duke lost to Florida State. On football, you expect that. Not in hoops. Huge win for the Seminoles. Sean King, screen, Abdullah. Boy, Sean King did a great job of getting rid of that. Sean King is down. Quentin Caver came on the blitz and delivered the blow.
Well, Jim Johnson wanted to see what Quentin Caver could do. He found out he can come hard. Caver comes flying up inside. Sean King just gets it out. Got to protect that right shoulder. He gets buried after the throw. Nice catch.
Look at Cozy Coleman, number 60 out front. Watch him blocking. That's great.
Nice job by Abdullah to set up the block. Empty backfield. King to throw. Quick slant, and he's got it complete down to the 6-yard line. The strike to Frank Murphy.
As if it matters, they have 3 timeouts. I want to let you know about that.
Thank you.
Paul, thank you so much. I'm sure Andy was appreciative of that, too.
Yes, he is. He has 3 also, so I spread it around.
Spot the ball at the 7. They need to get inside the 4 for the first down. Stecker is back in at running back. And Aaron Stecker will get the ball just inside the 5. They'll still be shy of a first down. Clock running 1:04 in the first half.
Sean King looking over. Do you want me to call timeout? Absolutely not.
It will be 3rd and a long 1.
Really, the Bucks offensively haven't run a whole lot of varied styles of offense. They're not a very complex offense. They concentrate on getting the ball to Keyshawn Johnson. And down here, you look for the slot guy to be the man to get the ball.
This one's tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete, intended for Murphy, running a little slant in the end zone, and this will bring on Doug Bryan and the field goal team.
As if we have to say the best defense in the world is to knock it down at the line of scrimmage, but that's all. I mean, that's what when you know you got it. Joe said it earlier. When you got 5 guys spread out, the defensive linemen, all they have to do is take 1 step and jump up in the air.
To be honest with you, what I do is I'd rush the 2 guys over the center and the 2 guards, let the 2 defensive ends or linebackers, whoever might, take 2 steps forward and stand up and try and bat a ball, because it's probably going to be a slant.
Doug Bryan knocks it through, so Bryan 23 and 42 yards tonight. And it's 13-3. We talked earlier about what may have been defining moments for the Bucs. This is against the Rams. Mike Allstott ran for 2 touchdowns. The defense turned the ball over against that powerful offense 5 times. And then in Week 16, the Bucs absolutely manhandled the Ravens defense. Derek Brooks beat the Bucs defense, and Mike Allstott rambled for 80 yards, including that game-clinching 32-yard run. So they have faced a wicked schedule, and in the games they had to win against the toughest teams they were going to face all year, they came up big.
And New Orleans was a big game for them.
Yes,
New Orleans was the one that really set them straight.
You know, when you sit there and you look at both of these teams tonight and you look at their offenses and what they're doing, again, the defenses are playing basic vanilla defenses. I mean, they're just playing standard defense. But you look at the offenses, and if you're wondering what they're showing absolutely nothing. These are the things, most of the things are the good things they've done all year long. They've consolidated them down. These are the things that work best for us. So we'll use those things tonight.
I think what happens, you can get too cute. The biggest concern for these football teams, as I look at it from a coaching perspective, is how stale or fresh will they be? Because will they get too much information, and will we overcoach them? Both of the coaches we talked to, Tony Dungy I talked to on Friday, and Andy Reid yesterday, they're both concerned about making sure that their teams are ready to go.
Damian Douglas from the 9. And taken down at the 27-yard line. Coming up at the half, the Toyota halftime show. Chris Berman will be along. The fastest 3 minutes in television, the NFL playoff picture. And then there were none as Duke goes down by 1 against Florida State.
That was their whole big halftime, and you blew it.
Yeah, why did you tell them?
Why did you tell them?
We told them before.
Oh, who did? I didn't. Joe didn't. You did.
Paul, did you tell them?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Nice going, Michael.
That's like, why don't you
I'm going to be watching anyhow. I want to see how it happens.
Okay.
And Detmer will take a knee, and the Eagles will be content to go to the locker room. Down 13-3. At the end of the first half, and the 10-point lead, the Eagles 13-3 down to the Bucs. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime show.
All right, Michael and gang, thank you very much. So we get set for the playoffs kind of with this matchup. Other teams are trying to get set, And it's not often is the latest that we've had the final Sunday in the regular season. It's going to go down to the final Monday. You know, every team in the playoffs. The game that meant the most from both sides for the playoffs, Jets at the Raiders, where they hadn't won at Oakland since they were the New York Titans in 1962. They're 0-1 there since that time. The New York Jets, which struck early on a touchdown of Lavernius Cole, get a big run from Lamont Jordan, and they lead the Raiders 21-19 third. Brad DeLuiso subbing for Sebastian Janikowski, missed a 28-yard field goal. He missed an extra point, but he hit a 37-yard field goal. They're aided, leading 22-21. But Rich Gannon overthrowing Roland Williams with 2.5 minutes to go. The Raiders had to punt, and then John Hall, 53 yards. It's good. The Jets are off the side, and in the playoffs, they win 24-22. Seattle can make the playoffs, but they had to stop Priest Holmes, who had 117 yards. He's the NFL's rushing leader for the season. But Sean Alexander may have rushed Seattle into the playoffs. They win 21-18. They're in, and Baltimore loses Monday night. No team has lost 15 straight games before in the NFL, but Carolina has. Ty Law, interception. Otis Smith, another score and interception. The wettily clad Bill Belichick, their champs of the AFC, to pass over the Panthers 38-6. Meanwhile, Dolphins steal this win over Buffalo with an 100-yard interception by Brock Marion. The Dolphins beat Buffalo 34-7. Miami finishes 7-1 at home. Browns with the Steelers, opening kick in the second half. Ben Gay trying to warm up, but he rubs it the wrong way, hits a fumble. Troy Edwards picks it up. Steelers break a tie. They go up 14-7. Tommy Maddox playing second half for Cordell. Hits Hines Ward. He's over 1,000 yards. Plexico Burris over 1,000 yards. Not even Swan and Stallworth did it in the same season as the Steelers. Pittsburgh wins 28-7. Kurt Warner to Marshall Faulk. Faulk, fourth straight 2,000-yard season. The Rams score over 500 points in the third straight year. They beat the Atlanta Falcons 31-13. The Rams are the best record in football, 14-2. The play of the day, Keith Traylor. Chicago Bears, rumbling, stumbling. Look at him go. Where's somebody to lateral it to? What? No, never mind. Where's somebody? No, never mind. The Bears lock up the NFC North because the eighth train, Anthony Thomas, had 160 yards rushing. They beat Jacksonville 33-13. Dousings all around the great leg. The defensive coordinator, what a great job they did, plowing just 203 points. Fred Barr, Corey Bradford, Packers big lead in New York. With 2.5 minutes to go, call it what you will. Jack, Michael Strahan gets it, breaking Mark Gastineau's record with the Pack at a home game. They win 34-25. Jeff Garcia to Terrell Owens. Hooked up only twice, but it was enough for a 100-plus yard day for Owens. The Niners humble the Saints 38-0, who end the year giving up 78 unanswered points. Niners finished at 12-4. Bengals at the Titans. Neil O'Donnell playing for McNair in the second half. To Derek Mason. Touchdown. Cincinnati has beaten some good teams. Pittsburgh last week, they beat the Titans here near Rocker's field goal, 23-21. Dominic Rhodes, the first undrafted rookie to rush for 1,000 yards in NFL history, and in a season that wasn't great. The Colts beat Denver 29-10. We'll do more. I'll be back.
I will not quit. I want to coach here. I should be the coach here.
Very classy man for a long time in the NFL. The Colts will probably have a quick decision early next week. Meanwhile, the Redskins beat Arizona 20-17. Stephen Davis, 100-yard day. Marty, after an 0-5 start, finishes 8-8. Emmitt Smith, 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. But in the 211th and final game in the Silverdome, Johnny Morton and the Lions, they beat the Cowboys 15-10 and moving downtown to a new stadium next year, and it's expected on Monday. Another classy guy has been in the NFL for a long time. George Seifert looks like he will be out as head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Panthers expected to make that announcement on Monday following a 1-15 season.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When we return, we'll square away the playoffs. We know who's playing what day, and a huge upset in college hoops.
playoffs are all about emotion. I can't even explain it. There'll be a lot of wide eyes out there. I'll be one of those guys. I can't describe it. You're going to have to see it and feel it yourself to believe it. You know, you can't relax. I'm anxious. I can't sit still. You've got all these things running through your head. You just try to soak everything in. You might have some butterflies, goosebumps everywhere. That's a good feeling. That's something to build on. It's playoff time.
Big Monday's a big night, and the Joey T shuttle will get you there.
Sooner sensation Aaron McGee leads OU against Tyrone Butler in UConn.
Offense in from the baseline.
Dan Dickow leads Zaga in a midnight run against New Mexico.
Dickow says, give it to me.
Big Monday, presented by Bud Light. Oklahoma UConn at 7 on ESPN2. Providence, Texas at 9. Gonzaga, New Mexico at midnight on ESPN. Monday. Welcome back to SportsCenter In-Game, the Toyota Halftime Show, with your host, Chris Berman.
I'm the king of the world. Hold it. You're not that big. I'm a bad man. For more than 30 years, he's been known as the greatest. Tonight on SportsCenter, Robin Roberts asked Muhammad Ali about the war in Afghanistan, Mike Tyson, and Will Smith.
Who's better looking, you or Will Smith?
Tonight on SportsCenter, a special conversation with Muhammad Ali following the Eagles at the Bucs. The greatest, Muhammad Ali. We look forward to that, Robin, that's for sure. In college basketball going into yesterday, there were 4 undefeated teams left. Oklahoma State, Miami, and Virginia all lost yesterday. That left the top-ranked Blue Devils of Duke. Here we go. In Tallahassee, they led 76-72 against Florida State. Delvin Arrington to Anquan Dixon. And Dixon is going to feel it for 3, yes. We're down 76-75. Jason Williams, uncharacteristic 0 for 6 from the line. Here he misses a pair late. So it's still a 1-point game. And then with just seconds to go, Monte Cummings drives. Tuck center the baseline. Florida State leads 77-76, 7.4 left. Same score, Duke. Coming up court, Jason Williams to shoot it. Blocked. Mike Dunleavy, no good. At Florida State, they storm the court. 77-76, Duke falls to 12-1. The opening golf event at the Plantation Course on Maui at beautiful Kapalua. Sergio Garcia nails a birdie putt on 18 to tie ground control to David Toms. Descended to extras as Toms misses a birdie on 18 by that much. Toms is hard on the 18th, which is the first extra hole. Sergio hits the birdie, and for $720,000, he's off and running in the first event on the PGA Tour. See the conversation with Ali. More on the Duke 20 and pro football and the playoffs. Our top 10 plays of the week on SportsCenter with Dan and Stu following the game.
Pardon the interruption. 5:30 weekdays on ESPN. Again at 7 on ESPN2.
People across the nation are getting the message. For great year-end values, amazing selection, Toyotathon 02. Right now, you'll find everything you've been looking for in the all-new, redesigned Camry. Sleeker, more powerful, better than ever before, which says a lot, given that Camry's been the best-selling car in America the last 4 years. Toyotathon 02. Password value.
Welcome back to SportsCenter In-Game, the Toyota Halftime Show, with your host, Chris Berman.
13-3 in this, and the Bucs and Eagles, as you know, will do it again next week. That'll be an ABC game. That should be the early game on Saturday. The Sunday game, boy, 2-12-14. The Niners at Packers. The Packers' lifetime at home in the playoffs. 10-0 at Lambeau, 2-0 in Milwaukee. Added up 12-0, but the Niners will be game. In the AFC, if the Ravens win tomorrow night on Monday Night Football and get in the playoffs, Jets go all the way back out for a Saturday game, the late ABC game at the Raiders, who, of course, they took 39 years to win at Oakland. Then they'll have to do it twice in 1 week. The Ravens would be at the Dolphins. That would be that. If the Ravens lose, Seattle gets in, and they will be at the Raiders. Remember, they split home and home this year, and the Jets will beat the Dolphins 8 straight times That would be the late game on Sunday. And, of course, all this predicated on Monday Night Football as the Baltimore Ravens play Mike Tice now. In for Denny Green as coach of the Vikings. Vikings-Ravens on ABC at 9 Eastern. It's 13-3 at the new Sombrero.
Hey, get down here fast. They got the silver one. Okay, bye.
Claim your Volkswagen. Now's the perfect time.
ESPN, Sunday Night Football.
As a player, you just can't wait to get to this day.
Snap every catch, all season long from the people who do it best. Get your Sunday Night Football fix from Joe, Mike, and Paul. ESPN Sunday Night Football. To receive ESPN, please call your local cable or satellite provider.
His name is Henry, Clay Henry. He's a fireman and a Jared fan from Subway. He got real big on burgers and fries. Now he's down to a smaller size. Gets his might from his veggie delight. Great taste each day from his local Subway. He's Henry, Clay Henry.
With the help of exercise and the great taste of Subway's 7 sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, people like Clay Henry are inspirations for everyone to follow.
Subway, he's fresh.
Welcome back to Tampa Bay, where the Bucs are leading the Eagles 13-3 at the half. Nice to have you with us for our 16th and final regular season game, everybody. Who's going into the playoffs hot, who's not? Paul, NFC.
Well, you know, Chicago Bears are something. I mean, you got your St. Louis Rams, everybody knew they were going to be there, and they're really the best team, I think, right now. But the Chicago Bears with their defense, and then the Green Bay Packers. And you have to, San Francisco has to come to Green Bay, Joe, to play those guys. And that's almost impossible.
I think there are a lot of good matchups in the NFC. In the AFC, you got to think the Pittsburgh Steelers are right where they want to be. I mean, they're as balanced as anybody going in. The Raiders have to be a little concerned. The team that I think you have to watch in the AFC are the New England Patriots. I just don't think you can count out the ability of Bill Belichick to be a defensive coach and Tom Brady to make plays. There isn't any weather that bothers them. They can run with anybody when they get on a turf field. So to me, that whole AFC is, and Oakland, like I said, they've got to find a way to stop people.
Of the two teams here, I think either one of these guys are going to scare somebody in the playoffs.
I think the Eagles can, and I thought Chad Lewis put it very well when Susie had a chance to talk to him. He said that Donovan McNabb played the best game that he's played as an Eagle last week, and that's what he's capable of doing.
Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. Brian Mitchell. Big return at across the 45 to the 47-yard line. First half stats, and this was a one-way road, 178 to 105. Both teams had a turnover in the ball game, and then the Bucs dominated the time of possession. And the scoreboard is very reflective of that, 13-3.
Very solidly played, and this is about the time you'd say in an exhibition game when things would get away, but they won't.
Don't have an 80-man roster.
That's right. You've got Coy Detmer coming out again. He'll go up against Sean King again.
Buckhalter and Reeder are the running backs. Detmer to throw under pressure and throws wide of Freddie Mitchell.
Now, let's not make any mistake here. There are some guys in this game on both sides of the ball where they would, both coaches, and the film doesn't lie, they would like to see some production out of these guys. I mean, really are looking at these guys not only for next week's game as backup, but also for next year.
I know, but I got a question for you after this play.
I'll ask you, Paul.
I got the answer, too.
I know you did. I have a question.
What's the question?
I'm not going to tell you to ask this.
Second and 10, Buckhalter. They steal the right side. Buckhalter to the 35-yard line.
You want to wait a minute?
No, I think
Of 18.
it was a nice tackle by Theismann. You're Troy Vincent.